Hi, thanks so much for joining me today. My name is David Nutting, personal trainer at Club Greenwood. Today we're going to go through core exercises for low back pain. So get a mat, get down on the ground, and I'm going to show you some good exercises. This first exercise is called bridging. The focus on this is to try to scoop and roll the vertebrae up. You're going to get the core muscles helping with the glutes. And if you start feeling this through your lower back, what I would recommend is bringing your heels down to the ground, pointing the toes up, and just scoop those heels in a little bit tighter towards you, just kind of pulling the feet in closer. If you feel it on the tops of your legs, you're going to want to put your hands on the tops of your legs. I actually go through a whole bridging mistakes technique on another video, so make sure to check that one out. This one is called marching. So think of a blood pressure cuff below your lower back. You want to make sure you're not arching your back. Core tight, breathing out, and you're wanting to just let one leg drop and then the other. Everything's controlled from the core. You don't want to let your hips or your leg or your lower back do the work. Let your core muscles do the work. Then taking big deep breaths. Here we're going to a modification, so just one leg at a time as you're doing it. Trying to make sure you just press it down. Blood pressure cuff below your lower back, pressing down and breathing out. Feel those core muscles contract and fire. Next one is called a dead bug. So core tight. If you can do the last one, we step up to this next one. So kind of think of, if you could do bridging the first one, go to marching. If you could do marching, then you go to this one. Don't jump ahead too quick, otherwise you'll start feeling it in your lower back. You want to make sure your core muscles are trained and you're teaching your body how to create the right movements. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Don't have to overextend. If you notice, I'm not bringing my leg all the way down to the ground. I'm just kind of extending the leg out, and I'm just bringing the opposite arm, opposite leg. This one actually works right brain and left brain too. It's great. Pressing down. Okay, now this one is called vacuums. It's not going to look like I'm going to do anything, so I'm just down on all fours. If you're able to get down on all fours, this one's a great one. All I'm doing is I'm just pulling in those muscles really tight, taking big deep breaths as I do it, and kind of think of pulling in below the belly button. It's one of the most effective core movements. So you want to do that one for about 30 to 40 seconds or so. Then we're going into a bird dog. The bird dog, we're going to go 10 reps back and forth. Think of if you were balancing something on the base of your lower back. You want to keep it steady. You don't want to rotate your hips. It's all coming from the core. The core muscles flex and then your lower back extends. And it's also going to extend your hip. So that gets a little bit of hip extension. It's allowing some scaption for the shoulder, so a lot of good things taking place. It's a very effective exercise. And then now you'll stand up. If you had a cable or a band, and this is called a Pallof press, you get a little bit of tension, doesn't need much. Slight bend in the knees, core tight, feet about shoulder width apart. Then you're just breathing out. You would do both sides. I'm just going to show one side here on this. If you haven't subscribed, make sure also to subscribe below, and I'm just going to do a little closing statement here in a second. And just breathing out as you're pulling. So those are some exercises that will help. So I walked you through on basically what it's going to look like. If you can't do the first one, don't go to the second one. You want to work on the first one before you get to the second one. If you haven't subscribed, please click that red subscribe button down below. And then click the bell icon and then all. And you'll get all the notifications. I try to encourage people in all areas of life. Would love to have you follow. Thanks for joining me.